Hello everyone. So this video is created with the purpose of demonstrating my third and last backend project created by me for Coding Ninjas. It's mainly a REST API, so it does not contain any front-end part to it. These APIs have been written keeping in mind the requirements and functionalities of a hospital, which I'll be demonstrating further in this video. I'll be using Postman to hit these APIs. So first of all, we have registration for doctors. So it requires certain values, that is name, gender, specialization, phone, and password for each doctor. So let me run this first. Okay, the server is already running. So I'm hitting this API first. I'm registering a doctor. As of now, I have one doctor in my database by the name John, and now I'm registering another one with the name Stephen. So it gives me a message, a response that doctor is registered successfully. Let's check that. So yes, Stephen is now stored in my doctor's collection. Let me just use Stephen's collection to sign in. So we are using JWT authentication. So we are expecting a response, a JWT token in response to this sign in. So once I log in, I am getting this token, which can now be used to make other APIs head to the server. So this API, so this with this URL, I'm trying to register a patient, and I'm entering patient's detail. Like patient name is two, patient's phone number is required, gender, age 45. So if this patient is already not registered, then we'll get a message that the patient is registered along with the patient's data. If in case the patient is already registered, we'll check by the patient's phone number, and if the patient is already registered, it would give us the patient's detail. Let me first show you the data, my patient's collection. As of now, we have one patient registered by the name patient one, and now I'm registering patient two. So it gives us a response. New patient is registered along with the patient's data. Patient two it is. Let me try to hit it one more time, just so you know. Now when I'm hitting it again, it gives me a response that patient is already registered. So it is not uh, taking duplicate inputs. So patient one and patient two. Now I have the option to create uh, a report for a particular patient. So this create report API allows a doctor to create the checkup report for a particular patient. Since it needs to have the data of which doctor is creating the patient, and it requires the doctor's ID and takes the patient ID in param. So let me first get the patient's ID. We'll take the patient ID for the patient we just registered. So I'm taking this ID in param, and then let me fetch an ID of doctor. Let us Stephen, for instance. Okay, so the doctor is Stephen, this is the ID for patient two, and the status of the report is negative. Once I hit it, it says a new report is created. And let us verify that. In the report, we already have two reports created earlier. Just now created this third one. Okay, so I also have the option where I can give any status. I have a few as in the requirements of the coding in the project code, so hence I'll try giving those statuses. So in this case, I've added negative, the ID of this particular report, patient ID or doctor's ID, and the date and time on which it is created. Now, the next API is to get the report of a particular patient. So we can get all the reports for a particular patient. Indeed, this is a very useful functionality. So let me first copy the token since it requires authentication by the doctor. So for the patient, let me get the patient's ID. 280B, 280B. Okay, I'm getting this patient's ID since he has to report. Now I have two reports fetched here for this particular patient. And the last API is this gives us the report of all the patients for a particular with a particular status. So I've been checking here for negative. You can check it for any of the given status. Let me get the token first. Just the registering of doctor and sign-in part of the doctor does not require any authentication. Other than that, all the other APIs needs to be authenticated by JWT. So I have pasted the token here, and let us fetch all the patients with the negative report, all the reports with the negative status. So currently we have two reports with negative status. It contains the report ID, the ID and name of the particular patient, ID and name of the particular doctor, the status and date. The same is here. And as you can see here, we have in the reports there are two patients that have negative report. So this was hitting the API, and now let me show you my code, which is already uploaded on GitHub. You can also find the link. So this is the main index file. It contains all the setup configurations required to create the server. I'm using Express, of course. And the main two router that I have written is this doctor router. Doctor router. This only handles registering and login part of the doctor. And the patient router, which contains most of the other functionality that I've just shown you, like registering for the patient, creating report for the patient, uh, getting all the report for a particular patient, and then getting statuses, reports by status. So these were the main routers that I have uh, kept within two separate folders, doctors and patients, to keep my code modular and enhance scalability. And other than that, in the config folder, I've kept the Mongo's configuration file, which helps us to connect to MongoDB. And I also have the .env file, which contains all the environment variables. So yeah, so this was my demonstration. Thank you for watching.